in the recording because that straight up just has our address on it. Let me just delete that before I forget.
Docs, 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 docs.
Docs.
Everybody. Hey.
So delete you. All right, let me grab my bullshits. See the
We
name
probably
Benny.
should start with like the name of the previous session's title or whatever, right?
Right, session 4, Encounters of the Disturbed Kind, right?
Yes. Encounters of the Disturbed Kind. So let's see. Okay, so it starts with these are very rough notes. That's fun. It starts with saying Fenice does some work. Spends the night prepping stuff, so it just seems like they were working on some various things, which came in very handy. Dear God. We'll get to that later, though. Forrest ends up seeing... this is all the night before we end up going on our little expedition into the quarantine zone. Forrest sees a fella. They seem to be humming a song known to us as the Drunken Sailor. I don't think they heard words. I think it was just humming. But, yeah, that was pleasant. Galleon was praying. And in his prayer, or during his prayer time, his dear boy Edgar seemingly was freaking out at something. He looks out there, and he just sees a man standing there, staring directly at him. Lightning strikes, and it seems it has that effect of the shadows of Nagasaki kind of thing. He's having a great time about that. It was not definitely panicking in the slightest, and like, what in the name of God above is that? Fenice. Oh yeah, Fenice made their gun, which operates similar to a flamethrower, but it operates off of steam because that's cool.
Yeah, that's what I was preparing in the night.
That's what it was, yeah. And it kicks ass, and definitely was actually super needed.
The only thing that saved us behind,
Magic.
we could have died so many times.
Oh, yeah!
And
We could have died so many times.
so many times. We head to the quarantine zone. We find a door. We unlock the door. We go inside. It is basically pitch black. The area is just been abandoned. It smells just old, musty, just there's a lot of details about it, but I kind of lost a few of them. I have it written in my notes, black as sin for the darkness. We end up lighting a candle. Doesn't give a ton of light, but it gives enough that we can kind of see. Forrest decides to explore a room. In the room is a notebook. Most of it's filled with absolutely nothing, just nonsense gibberish because these people were going insane. What does it say? One of the pages says, "Why is there dripping? Why is there dripping? Why is there dripping? Why is there dripping?" Just constantly. Another says, "I hear them so loud. Let me sleep." And then a drawing, which, just to be blunt, describes how we appear. In this book, that has been here so long that the owner of it is a skeleton, I think. That's fun. And it has a note under...
Sorry, question. There was 2 journals we picked up last time?
Yep.
Yeah, but the first one was from
Yes, this was the first
Yeah, the first one was this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The second one
I was making sure. I'm like, we haven't investigated the second one.
Nope. We're getting to that. Underneath the note, or the picture of us, is a note that says, "I see them, and it sees them." And it's like, what the fuck is it? We learned about that pretty quickly as we try to find room 294. We were currently at 103, apparently. And Forrest just locks the fuck on. If I remember correctly, he rolled stupidly good on, like, basically trying to figure out the layout of this area, because being a janitor, he would have a rough idea. This place is old, but not old enough that he couldn't figure it out. As we approach the staircase, Forrest gets a bit more than a bit spooked. As some being scares him into just the fight or flight mode of freeze. And none of us can see it, and he goes a bit more insane. For Forrest, he gets a little bit of different view of everything else in the form of seeing the same carvings or paintings or markings in general on the walls as we do, but they seem to be more popping off the wall and grabbing, and the sounds of dripping sounds like crashing waves or something. In general, just a bit more offsetting. We see Clarice as we go up the stairs and start approaching her room more. We see a ghost of Clarice. And she seems to have the effect of kind of trying to push with wind to give the notion of, hey, don't fucking come this way. I can't let another person die. And we're just like, yeah, but we're built different. Like, idiots.
Yeah, but we'll be fine.
We'll be fine.
Forrest was not, in fact, built different.
Forrest was built poor. He needs better construction.
Forrest was, in fact, built less than average.
Well,
Phineas was not built for this.
Galleon is like, I don't know what I'm built for, but I'm gonna fuck this thing up. As we head towards the acclaimed room of Clarice, we do see one much clearer than the other two. You can figure out which one. Basically a fight between a ghost and something that basically takes reality as a suggestion at best. Like a spider almost looking thing of human limbs contorted in horrifying ways that don't make any sense. And it's just stabbing her, it's ripping her asunder. And in a moment, I'll toot my own horn on this a little bit, of unprecedented capability. I rolled like a 3 on a D100 to cast the stunning spell, which stunned the monster, but not the ghost Clarice. I like that. It was really cool for him. Forrest,
Very
showing...
good for all of us.
It gave us a bit of time.
Thank God.
Forrest dips into Clarice's room, sees the body. It's been ripped asunder. I think it was missing a heart. Yes, we'll get back to that. Missing a heart, seemed to be chewed to bits, and the only way really out of their horrible living situation was to the head. He also finds some notebooks from Clarice, pockets them, and as they do, Forrest comes back to our group, and we're kind of shunted into a vision. Is the best way to describe it?
The creature.
No, before the creature.
Well, the creature got to Clarice.
I don't know what you mean by that sentence. When Forrest came back...
Later.
When Forrest came back, we were shunted into a vision of Clarice talking to 3 people on a boat. We're substituting in the 3 people. And initially it comes off like she's just talking to these people in the past, and then eventually it seems to blur the line between past and present. Whether this is just a vision of the past, or it's just something familiar and comfortable for her to be able to translate information to us, who knows? I'm not 100% sure. Could be either, could be both, could be none of them. And she basically says, this thing basically has your scent. It will not stop hunting you until it and the thing controlling it are dead. You guys need to fucking run. The storm that is coming is the first of 3, and we will not survive the 3rd one. And by we, I think they are inferring the entire goddamn town. She then says, survive this, we will talk later. And then we snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, there's a monster.
Gravity.
Yes, exactly. At this point is when it's like, ha! That's bad!
And run!
Yeah, like, we roll initiative, and everyone's decision is, fucking book it. We're not fighting.
Book
if we
it.
try to fight something, we're dead. Through a series of very good rolls on Forrest to evade the thing, being the slowest in the group, Phineas being able to knock it back with, fucking blast of gas, or blast of steam. And me, basically not, dying, but still losing like a third of my health from a single chomp. We managed to plow our way out of this place. Phineas blast like the roof above the door entrance to blockade the door. which in tandem with that area seeming to have some sort of almost magical stopping effect from stopping this thing from just escaping, stops the damn thing from chasing.
It was like a threshold, so like if
That's
the
a good way to
threshold
put it.
was open, it could go through it, but
Threshold is blocked.
it couldn't
No.
the threshold.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's a one-way door. Well, no, that threshold. I'm gonna stick with threshold. You had a better analogy than I do. Oh yeah. Phineas and Galleon, Galleon looking far worse for wear, head to the infirmary. Before they head off that way, we are like, hey, where's Forrest? It turns out Forrest just started running and didn't stop running.
Forrest says combat logged.
The alternate title to the session. What does Forrest do?
Mm-hmm.
In the long time that we have to wait, well, about a week.
Well, so what did you guys do during the week? Did we already talk about what you guys did?
We did a little bit.
Because I was gonna say, because I think it was mostly Gallia needed to heal.
Yeah, and Phineas was fixing the machine and making some upgrades.
Forrest wasn't seen for the week, pretty much. Forrest, essentially
Hibernated.
is in his room and had told the other maid or janitors who'd come and been like, "Hey, it's your shift." He's like, "I'm taking a sick day." But I believe immediately after the encounter, Forrest actually ran to Carmine's place, and they had a discussion. And so since Carmine's place, Forrest has not left his room.
Depression 10.
Yes. And also the thing about Forrest, of him, not spending a lot of time in his room, and he doesn't have, anything in his room. Yeah, that's still true. I think that's about it.
Yeah.
The only thing that happened aside from that I've written down is the first of 3 storms occurs. It is torrential downpour, thunder and lightning.
A doozy.
It picks up after a day or two, consists for several days, and then eventually calms down. I don't know if we've gotten any reports on how bad everything was, but it wasn't pretty, I imagine.
Hey,
Alright.
well then, we have 1 luck point to give out. Who wants it?
Ow. I mean, if nobody wants
I love the
it.
silence.
The problem with having 3 people that are polite, and I was like, no, you go first, so you go first, so you go first.
Well, I know for a fact that Forrest probably doesn't want it.
Well, hilariously, I might.
Well,
Because
yeah.
you might need it. You used the
I
most
might
of them.
need it. I have definitely used the most luck points.
I'd say maybe give it to Forrest this time around.
And Forrest get the luck point
Yeah,
Of
of
course,
course.
we
Yeah.
have
Sad.
a lucky point.
because he's sad.
He has depression.
You might
points.
say he's down on his luck.
Uh-huh.
So,
Well, he certainly is.
okay, so
I can't remember if you cast the spell. Did you lose a magic point? Like, did I use a magic
yeah,
point to do
it costs 1.
Current, and you get.
And you can get them back when you take a prolonged rest.
Okay, so him resting for the week would just get him back whatever points he
Yeah.
probably lost. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
This is really funny. Forrest has just barely over half of his luck points. Just barely over. Yeah, Forrest is Forresting.
Yeah.
Forrest is having a terrible time.
So we're actually going to start with Forrest.
Oh, excellent. I need to
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
So,
Mm.
Forrest, over the course of this week and a few days, I'd say it's probably been like 9 days since everyone met up as a group. Doing your bit, trying to decompress after potentially almost dying, and actually coming face to face with something that cannot be meaningfully described as like normal by any stretch of the imagination.
Real.
Real. Come to grips as to whether or not did you actually experience that, or was that a horrifying hallucination? And just dealing with everything that came with it. What have you been up to, Forrest?
Forrest has been not doing well. For the most part, from an outside perspective, people who walk by his door and probably the other janitors who are kind of not so subtly trying to check up on him, they either hear him pacing in his room or some kind of scratching from his room. But he has not left his room, and he has not let anybody into his room.
All right. Over the past week, you've probably heard a few knocks on your door, and like, "Hey, are you okay?" But you pretty much haven't left your room.
No. I did send to you specifically a more detailed thing of what he's doing.
Hmm. So, all right, what are you doing now?
He's doing the same things he's been doing. He is genuinely, he's not going to leave the room unless somebody forces him out of this room.
Okay. Well, as you're sort of staying there, very much intentionally avoiding looking at your desk and the journal that's upon it, we jump to Quailium. What's Fanice been up to in the past slightly over a week?
I would say that he's definitely been working on the machine. There was that upgrade that we had talked about to make sure that he wanted to be able to more easily get an extra boost if he needed it in the future.
Yeah.
Now that it's become clear that it might be an issue, it's at least to make sure it won't hurt the machine as badly next time should he need that.
Mm-hmm.
Because, dear God, I think we're gonna need it.
Yeah, I think we're gonna need it. And also just, repairing it, trying to see if there's any other upgrades he can think of, kind of thing.
Right.
Making it be back in working condition. And also he would have visited Galleon a couple of times to make sure he was able to recover and stuff.
All right. As you're working on the machine, I'd say it's gonna take you spending probably about $15 to $20 and making a repair check.
Okay.
Steam repair.
Okay.
To see over the course of this time. Every month has 3 weeks. Each week is 10 days. So it's been actually a week in game.
Cool. So I rolled a 1 and my Steam repair is 60. So
yeah. No, you're actually able to do it. It's gonna over the course of the week it improves dramatically. You actually disassemble it, look at it, you start to notice inefficiencies. If a 1 rolled, this is the equivalent of a nat 20 in this game. So
that's so cool.
So you disassemble it, look at it, you realize, wait a moment. I knew I shouldn't have slapped this together last minute.
Mm-hmm.
This is fucking weird. No wonder it broke so easy. And you start getting to work.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And I'm gonna and we can work on what the improvements are in Fanice's channel, yeah. So
okay. And I would assume that would mean I'd have full ammo for that thing again now too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you've been doing that.
Okay.
What are you doing now? That was the past break. You haven't seen Forrest in 10 days. Actually, you've noticed no one has seen Forrest in 10 days.
Yeah, would have probably asked around, especially because I'm pretty sure Galleon at the end, like last time, had brought it back up again. After a little bit, and Phineas was like, I guess I gotta be the one to figure out what's going on. Probably have at least gone over and like been like, okay, I guess it's time to go just knock on his door. Would he have known where Forrest's room is, or know who he could ask?
You would know that if anyone's gonna know, it's either gonna be Morier, front desk. He kind of knows everything. He's the info desk. You go up to him for questions, or asking one of the janitor staff. They kind of know where everyone is.
Okay. Maybe would a janitor staff would have had to come around his room, even though usually it's Forrest.
Yeah, I mean they know the rounds that they have to do.
Yeah.
Especially if they've been picking up slack because he's been gone.
Forrest has been sick. Yeah. Called out.
As far as they know,
I think
Forrest has been sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think they would have then, when had asked one of the janitor staff, whoever came, been like, I want to check on Forrest. He normally picks up my trash. Heard he's been out sick. Do you know where his room is?
It's this.
Where's my trash man?
It's this tan-skinned lady in her mid-40s who has the muscle of a person who's been doing this for who the fuck knows how long. Mm-hmm. She's well built, and she with a stern voice and says, "Forrest." And I've never seen him like this. We've been telling him. At the rate he works himself, he's gonna get burned out, but maybe he's caught up. He hasn't left his room. He hasn't left his room for 10 days. We've been leaving food outside of it, and just in case, just don't want him to starve,
Yeah. I want to see if I can. I don't know.
Here, I'll write it down.
Sure he's doing all right.
I'll write it down for you. I've seen you two around. That boy needs friends. Good. I'm glad he has one. Here, and she give me a pencil. Quick. Yeah, do you have one?
Yeah, here. He definitely would have one on one of his desks, tables, things around.
Perfect. And she just sort of pulls out a spare piece of paper and just writes down Forrest's room number. Gives it to you. All right, you check on him. All right.
Will do.
All right, stay safe. She just cracks her shoulders and her neck, and just continues on pushing a cart full of cleaning supplies.
Yeah. And he has the address. He goes.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Finds the room.
So you head to the room. Also, Daniel, True. So as you're heading to his room, we're gonna jump to Daniel. What's Galleon been doing?
Yeah, he's been unfortunately told to sit around and do nothing and just heal, which he is not a very inactive person, being someone with a far too active mind. He's probably been studying or reading whatever he can find on these things. Like if he's able to, I don't know if he'd be able to request access in the archives or anything, but probably gathering books and just reading over the course of the week. Okay. there was one thing that I found in my notes to go along with that because Clarice said she would try to contact us after the whole thing. When he would find free time, he would probably like set up like tea or coffee, but instead of just making himself one, he would make 2 cups and just set one like at next to like an open chair that he would keep just like next to the table and just see if she ever apparates.
Okay.
Yeah, go on.
Over the time that you've been doing that, seeing if it's working, no one's appeared. At least not in your room. It's almost gotten a little frustrating. As Clarice doesn't seem to appear in your room, though every now and then at night you do feel a breeze, even when your door is closed. Just a breeze seems to like flow and slam your door shut as though it's trying to leave the room. And every now and then when you open your door, the breeze seems to flow down the hall. That's the most you've gotten. So, with that, you can make me an occult check. See if you can discern information from what you've learned about how ghosts operate.
Sure. Also, I realized that my mic was muted. Whoopsie. But I didn't say
I
much.
saw it and I was like,
Hold on, everyone. Let's see.
I could hear you through the wall, but
Yeah,
I
I
couldn't
know.
hear you over the mic.
I know. I was like, couldn't
Something's
hear
wrong.
you.
So that's Yeah.
Oh my god, the ghost got him!
I rolled a 24, and my occult is 75.
nice.
The ghosts.
All right,
Tell me of them.
It seems like your room is not a particularly spiritually active part of the campus. You saw how clearly Clarice was in the archives, and how clearly Clarice appeared in the dorms where she died. But but all you've managed to get is wind. Now, you get the sense that perhaps you need to be in an area that is significant to Clarice. For
Makes
her to
sense.
manifest.
Which makes sense that, like, where her body was, she was most prominent, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Places significant. Okay, I'll finish that sentence in a second.
The note taker be note taking?
Baffling concept.
So,
What?
I had a thought. The brain is going away because it's tired. Oh, there we go. Would it be able to follow the breeze? As a strange sentence as that is, like maybe grab one of Edgar's like cast aside feathers because it was not worthy of him, and just see like if that catches the breeze and follow that like a dowsing rod kind of thing.
yeah, absolutely. And in fact, when you do, the feathers seem to just sort of flow down the way, just down, until it eventually hits the door that leads outside of your dorm room, outside of your dorm building.
He thinks it is wise to investigate this. That being said, he also thinks it is wise to have everyone together before investigating this. So if he is, if he is at least in his opinion, up to snuff enough physically to handle getting another chomp in the arm, maybe. Hopefully not, but maybe. He would gather the other guys and present this thing. Well, he'd probably gather Fenice and then go to Forest, and we'll see what happens there.
Yeah.
All right,
If that's okay.
works for me.
Okay.
That's not okay.
No, go fuck yourself.
Shit! Anyways. Yeah. So
Die in a hole where you belong.
this is the way he knows to find Phineas is to find their workshop because they live in that damn workshop. So he's gonna go there first and see if they're hanging a boot.
Yeah, and you would find Phineas just about getting ready to head over to head out of their workshop. You actually catch him on the way out.
Hell yeah.
Oh, are they?
No.
Oh.
If feeling better now.
Well, I ain't feeling worse.
You never know here.
That's fair.